Today we will talk about the terrible accident of the Turkish Airlines Flight 981. You already know, but it's worth remembering. Subscribe, like, and share. Welcome to our channel. Watch other videos and fasten your seat belts. On March 3rd, 1974, a Sunday that began like any other, Turkish Airlines Flight 981 took off from Paris-Orly Airport bound for London Heathrow. On board the McDonnell Douglas DC-10 named Ankara were 335 passengers and 11 crew members. Most of the passengers were British nationals who had been rebooked due to a strike by British European Airways, leading to the unusual presence of so many English-speaking passengers on a Turkish flight. The aircraft departed at 11:30 a.m., and the flight seemed routine at first. However, just 10 minutes into the journey, disaster struck. At 11:40 a.m., a sudden and catastrophic decompression occurred when the rear cargo door blew open mid-flight. This violent event caused a partial collapse of the passenger cabin floor, severing critical control cables that connected the cockpit to the plane's tail control surfaces. The crew attempted to issue a distress call, but their transmission was garbled by the deafening sound of alarms and rushing air. The pilot struggled to control the aircraft, which entered a rapid, uncontrollable descent. Just 77 seconds after the cargo door failure, Flight 981 crashed into the Ermenonville Forest, about 37 kilometers northeast of Paris. There were no survivors. All 346 people on board perished instantly, making it the deadliest aviation disaster in history at the time. The crash sent shockwaves through the global aviation community. Investigators soon focused on the cargo door as the root cause of the accident. The design of the DC-10's cargo door had long been a subject of concern. Unlike many aircraft, the DC-10's cargo door opened outward instead of inward, which required a complex locking mechanism to withstand the difference in air pressure at cruising altitude. 2 years earlier, in 1972, an American Airlines DC-10 had experienced a similar cargo door failure while flying over Windsor, Ontario. Miraculously, that aircraft landed safely, and investigators had recommended crucial modifications to the cargo door locking system. However, these recommendations had not been mandated by the Federal Aviation Administration, FAA, and McDonnell Douglas had not enforced them on all operating airlines. In the case of Flight 981, it was discovered that the cargo door had not been properly latched before takeoff. A Turkish Airlines ground crew member, who did not fully understand the English or French instructions on the locking mechanism, had unknowingly left the door in a compromised state. The door's design allowed the locking handle to appear secured even when internal latches were not properly engaged. The explosive decompression that followed caused the cabin floor above the cargo hold to collapse. This severed the cables that controlled the horizontal stabilizer and rudder, making the aircraft impossible to maneuver. The pilots were left helpless in a powerless descent. The tragedy of Turkish Airlines Flight 981 led to immediate and far-reaching consequences. Public confidence in the DC-10 plummeted. Aviation authorities around the world demanded urgent redesigns of cargo doors and stricter compliance with safety advisories. McDonnell Douglas implemented critical modifications to ensure the integrity of the locking mechanism. International aviation agencies also enhanced regulations, making safety directives mandatory rather than optional. Memorials were erected in France and the United Kingdom to honor the victims. The crash site in the Ermenonville Forest remains a solemn place of remembrance. The disaster not only left a deep scar in the hearts of the families, but also served as a painful lesson in aviation engineering and operational discipline. Flight 981 stands as a grim milestone in the history of commercial aviation, a tragedy that underscored the need for technical precision, clear communication, and the implementation of safety measures without delay. Its legacy lives on in the regulations and designs that continue to protect passengers and crews in the skies today.